Hi, it's Neva at timeforinvesting.com and it's monthly book club time. So right now I want to recommend 4 great books to you. So for me, I'm reading The Richest Man in Babylon. It's by George S. Clason. And it's basically, it has success secrets. It's a great book. It's a Babylonian parable. The story, I don't want to give everything away, but it's about Babylon, which was one of like the richest cities. And in Babylon, you had like really wealthy people, and then you had very poor people. But the thing in Babylon, they were like, right like in the same community, the rich and the poor. So literally, the rich people, come outside, you could see right across the street like a poor person's house, and vice versa. And so the book starts, it's one of the poor guys, he and his friend are talking about, being rich, that they would like to make more money to take care of their families and things like that. So they decide to go and talk to the richest man in Babylon and ask him what are the secrets to success and for them to gain insight. And so the book is basically the richest man in Babylon sharing, truth about money, about true success, about spending and things like that. So he has like a lot of really valuable tips, and not even tips, more like a strategy that he gives them of what they need to do to get the end goal. Because it turns out the richest man in Babylon, he actually started out poor as well. So it's a very interesting read, and this is an older book, but now that I'm reading this, I see that a lot of success books today, the principles that they're actually promoting are already in this book, and this is a very, older book. So definitely check it out, okay? Then the next one I have is The Millionaire Next Door, and this is by Thomas Stanley and William Danko. This is basically, they did like an actual study of millionaires, like where they shop, where they live, what they do for a living, how they acquire their money, what is their background, what is their ancestry, where were they born, and they gathered like all this data and then presented, okay, this is what millionaires actually look like. And a lot of the results are very surprising. This book was like a New York Times bestseller for like 3 years or something, like it was on the list. Yeah, because even here it has more than 2 million copies sold. So it's a really great book. I definitely recommend it. It has a lot of tips as well, because once you learn the truth about wealth, you can start to apply you can start to apply what they're saying. Okay, these are things that are common in, a millionaire household. So, it's a lot of truth about millionaires to definitely just debunk a lot of myths that are out there about millionaires. Then this book, Take the Risk. This is by Ben Carson. He's famous now because he was one of the presidential candidates, and he's running HUD now as well. So he's actually famous though for being a neurosurgeon, and he specialized in pediatrics. And so he definitely was in an occupation where he was encountering risks and having to make very risky decisions each day. So I really wanted to check out his book and find out what he had to say about risk. But actually, I definitely recommend this book because his occupation was very risky. But this book, what he really brings out is how our everyday personal lives, how we have a lot of risk in our lives, and we have to learn to make educated decisions when it comes to risk. That we cannot just always blindly go on faith. There's also a logical aspect that should go into us assessing risk. And he talks about how everything that you believe is a risk. And that was very profound to me, because when you think of your belief system, and you know that you have to test what you really believe, you know. So I really would recommend his book. And this book too, I got it from the used bookstore. If you have used bookstores in your area, definitely check it out. I mean, that's a huge saver, because like, I'm a book nerd, my husband's a book nerd, so we go through a lot of books, and so we need the savings, because this book, this is a hardcover book. This is a 1999 book, and I got this at the bookstore for $2.33. So you can get some really good books. Then we have Girl Boss by Sophia Amoruso. This, you gotta get this book. You definitely gotta check this book out. This book, the story behind her is she actually just started selling vintage clothes on eBay, okay? And she was doing that, and then one day she kind of decided, hey, why am I bringing like all this traffic to eBay and like paying all these eBay fees? And so she started setting up like her own website, and you know, started selling that. And that's all she was doing, was going to thrift stores, finding the items and putting them on eBay. And now that has grown to, you know, her company is worth millions of dollars. And what I like about her story is that she's not your typical CEO. She's definitely not your typical millionaire. She doesn't have like a college degree. I don't even think she has a high school diploma. I'm trying to remember if she has that. But her story is very inspirational, in that if you're not like, you know, on the traditional route and things like that. And actually nowadays you see more of her, which is really good, because a lot of times, you know, in the media only like, you know, a certain type of CEO and a certain type of successful person is promoted. So those are my book tips for this month. Go check them out. And like I said, you know, you can get Kindle versions of books. You can go to the used bookstore. There's definitely no reason, you know, not to just, you know, be a good avid book reader. So I'll see you next month, and you know, leave comments below on if you have read these books, or if you're reading something else, or if you have a suggestion for me for a book, you know, leave some comments below, and I'll see you next video. Bye bye.